in terms of the altitude as a factor in the the second fight between Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman, right? So they fought in last August, UFC 278, and Leon Edwards was largely listless in those middle rounds. So some people, when they are handicapping this trilogy matchup, they're talking a lot about altitude. Even Gilbert Durinho Burns suggesting that he is picking Leon Edwards because he just expects him to be better. And Teddy Atlas said to me this week that when a champion wins the title, they become 30% better. Now, that's not necessarily his theory. I do subscribe to that philosophically. I think you win the belt, you become 20% better like instantly. Well, Alexa Grasso, Leon Edwards, instantly 20% better. But to what extent, if you can get predictive with me, do you think that the altitude should be factored into a handicap for the main event this week?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, I think the second part of that is more of a concern in terms of how much better has Leon got and how much worse has Kamaru got, or how much better that has made Kamaru. We don't know. We don't know that answer. Like, the thing on the champions, getting 20% better as well. I always thought something Rashad Evans once said always stuck out to me. He said, I won the title and the next morning I woke up and I was the same guy. I was like, I thought everything would be different. I thought my whole life would change, but it really didn't. You know, I was just a fighter who had to train hard every day to fight my next fight, even though I had the belt. And like, that's not the same for everyone now. And you know, maybe Leon is a different mentality to that. But I'm sure there is a bit of that there as well. And you have to kind of climb over that hurdle to get to that 20% to go into your next fight. So that's an interesting thing. Like, none of this is a given. Like, you would think Usman getting knocked out, it's a given he might not be as confident going into this, but not necessarily. He could be, his whole mindset could be, I can't believe that fucker knocked me out. I'm going to go in here and do absolutely everything. I'm going to train as hard as I've ever trained before and go in there and beat him. So we really don't know. Like, I think the knockout part is a massive part as well, because I think I mentioned this on the show before, but I spoke to Michael Bisping once and talked about the Dan Henderson knockout, and he told me the next time he came to fight, he was backstage and he was thinking, oh my God, the last time I was fighting, I got knocked clean out, the most embarrassing thing to ever happen. Usman is in the exact same position now going into this fight. Like, how will that mentally play against him? I don't know. And it's such an interesting fight to break down from a tactical point of view, because like, I think most people would agree before the last fight, after the last fight, that Usman is like slightly ahead in terms of a technical fighter and a tactical fighter, and got caught with a big knockout, which was great. There was no piece of luck about it whatsoever. If anyone says that, they're a bullshit artist. He set it up, landed the shot, knocked him out. Nothing at all lucky about it. But throughout the whole, 23 minutes of the fight or whatever we saw, apart from the first round, apart from, parts of the fifth round, Usman was the better fight. But what if he's 5% less? Like, is Edwards good enough to take advantage if he's 5% less? And I would say yes is the answer to that, because Usman is a massively well-rounded fighter. I was talking about it on the podcast this week. Like, is he the best striker in that division? No. Is he the best wrestler in that division? No. Does he have the best cardio in that division? He's up there, but I would probably say no. Like, he's not the best at anything in that division, but there's no one as well-rounded as he is. If you have an issue anywhere, whether it's mentally, as Usman might have, whether it's wrestling, obviously, which Usman doesn't have, whether it's striking, whether it's cardio, whatever it might be, he will take advantage of it. If you're, if the crowd is roaring at you when you come out, all the English crowd behind Edwards, and you can't handle that, he will take advantage of it. So this is a fight, I think, where we saw the last time Usman needed to be perfect and he wasn't. And I think he needs to be again. Nothing, usually we say that with, like, if you're fighting McGregor or a big knockout puncher or something like that, you have to be perfect. But with Edwards, it's a little bit different, because you throw away 2 rounds. It's a very, very tough position against someone as well-rounded as him. So there's so many different integers. Going into the second fight, honestly, I wasn't that excited about it, to be honest. I wanted to see the Shamaev fight, and I wanted to see a couple of other fights, but now I'm massively excited for this one, because there's so much we just don't know.